Doesn't look as dark on the camera because it lights it up, but it's a lovely dappled sunlight. So I was looking at some of the old Ordnance Survey maps online yesterday. The National Library of Scotland has a fantastic overlay system where you can look at the modern map, and then there's a slider button at the bottom, and you can switch it with old maps, whichever one you've picked. So I was looking at maps that were around kind of anywhere between the 1830s and the 1880s, it depends what's available, and looking at these woodlands, and these are ancient woodlands. They're full of yew trees, and they've been here for centuries. They were here before enclosure, and they've kind of put the fields in around the woodlands because these were valuable to local people for all sorts of reasons. And a lot of the woodlands, surprisingly, are still here. They built the village onto what was basically farmland, and although it has changed a huge amount and there's very few traces of the old settlement from, say, 2 or 3 centuries ago, the woodlands, you can still plot most of them more or less in their entirety, which is fabulous. And I love coming to these places and thinking about the people who would have, driven their sheep and cattle through these woods and come here to pick firewood and all sorts of things. I love it, just knowing how old this is, despite everything, that it's still hanging on. Because, houses are more important than woods. Oh, there's a tree fallen right across the path here. Gosh, look at that. That's come right down with the vine on it. As happens when trees get old. I think we can get round here okay. Oh, let's go to the squirrel. See, people have already made a new path around it. I'm sure eventually someone will come and pick that apart. Look at that. There's a lot of flint around this area. This is the ground has a lot of flint and a lot of chalk in it. So it's not the best of land for growing stuff on, so to speak. But we're going to come through here now and follow this path down, and now we are back out onto open fields, which again would have been open fields a couple of 100 years ago. No grazing on here at the moment. But it's lovely and peaceful. Rubbish dropped, no surprise, always the rubbish. So this little track, I didn't even know this track was here until, I think it was a couple of years ago, it might have even been last year. Came down for a walk here with Mum and Dad, and we came out for an explore and followed this all the way down. This will come out at one of the country lanes that's in the base of the valley here. And then I will turn right and follow that lane, and then take a right up a track that will bring me up into another of the ancient woodlands. And even these lanes, oh look, poppies. Even these lanes existed as horse tracks a couple of 100 years ago. So I'm still, I don't know about this one, but down the bottom you are still treading in the footsteps of people who lived here hundreds of years ago. And I like that. deceptively warm today. It's supposed to rain later and it's only supposed to be about 21, 22 degrees, but it's really warm, especially when you're exposed here out in the fields. So then the lane, this track, runs down alongside these farm buildings. This is somebody's farm. More fields up there, look. Oh, there's a thatched cottage up there, good heavens. Is that thatch? Maybe. Can't really see from here. So into the darkness we go. Here we are. We come out here and then we come down onto the road here. Someone's already harvested his hay, I presume hay and straw this year. It's been an early year. You're a donkey. So I'm going to come down to the end of the lane here and then turn right. More fields up there. Now we're going to walk down here. People's houses up there. There's little houses hidden away behind all the trees all the way along here. You think this is just fields. There's another field here. Going up the side of the valley. So we're walking along right in the dip of the valley here. It's not a very big valley. The right side is a gentler slope, but you'd know it if you were walking up it. The house tucked away on the left-hand corner here, which you can hardly see at all, and I think most people don't even know it's there. And on the right here there is a house, and what used to be a stables on the corner, which I think is now an arts and crafts workshop type place. I mean, I wouldn't argue with him, would you? You need dogs out here, I should imagine. So yeah, there's another house here on the right, which I can't tell how old it is. The roof tiles look old, but the brickwork doesn't. And then you're round the bend here. And there's this pottery barn place on the corner. There is a walk-through route here. This is where they want, so on this corner here, or pretty much in the field I'm looking at, is where they want to put the substation for this blinking solar farm. And then all of this will be covered in solar panels. They're fighting it hard. Whether they'll make it, I don't know. Apparently the plans for the actual battery storage, the substation, there in that field have been rejected. So they've got to find somewhere else to put it. So that's one start. It doesn't stop them putting up the actual panels. But there's an active protest group trying to stop the whole thing going in because it will absolutely destroy the environment in this area. We are now in a different lane. This is all part of what would have been the ancient woodland, although whether this track was here, I don't know. Some of the tracks that I walk along have also been here for hundreds of years because you can see the outlines of them on the maps. This is always always fun to walk this one. So this is now quite a thin strip of woodland. Just beyond there, where you can see the light, is a field, and to the right here is the boundary of where they've built the village with houses and gardens. Interesting.